Cubs fans, brace yourselves, because what I'm about to tell you will send shockwaves through Wrigleyville and beyond. The trade deadline storm is brewing, and our beloved North Siders are at the center of not one, not two, but three earth-shattering developments that could completely reshape our World Series dreams for 2025. Right now, as you're reading this, our Cubs are sitting pretty at 41-27, 5 games ahead of those pesky Cardinals, leading the entire major leagues with 5.53 runs per game alongside the Yankees. But here's the thing that's keeping Jed Hoyer up at night and should be keeping every single one of us on the edge of our seats. Our pitching staff is walking a tightrope, and the decisions made in the next few weeks will determine whether we're celebrating in October or watching from our couches. The whispers are getting louder in the front office corridors. There's talk of a familiar face returning to Chicago, a southpaw reliever who's been tearing up independent ball with blazing fastballs that would make any Cubs fan's heart skip a beat. But that's just the appetizer, Cubs fans. Then there's the budget battle that's raging behind closed doors. Ownership versus front office, payroll restraints versus championship aspirations. Will they open the vault for the pieces we desperately need? The tension is absolutely electric, and the stakes couldn't be higher. And here's where it gets absolutely insane. There are serious rumblings about a blockbuster move that would bring a legitimate ace to Chicago, a Cy Young winner, who could be the missing piece to our championship puzzle. We're talking about a trade that would shake the entire National League to its core. Smash that like button if you're ready for this wild ride. And don't forget to subscribe because you'll want to be the first to know when these dominoes start falling. Comment below with your thoughts because Cubs fans deserve to have their voices heard in this crucial moment. The question isn't whether changes are coming, it's whether we're ready for the emotional roller coaster that's about to define our season. So grab your lucky jersey, Cubs fans, because the first bombshell is about to drop, and it involves a pitcher who knows Wrigley Field better than most. Here's where it gets personal. Cubs fans, Trevor Williams is back on our radar, and this reunion story will give you all the feels. Remember when we traded him away with Javi Baez to the Mets in that deadline deal that brought us our current star center fielder, Pete Crow Armstrong? Well, the baseball gods might be giving us a second chance with this familiar face. Williams is currently struggling with the Washington Nationals, posting a 5.91 ERA across 64 innings. But here's what those numbers don't tell you. This is exactly the type of under-the-radar move that could save our season. While everyone's chasing the big names and emptying their farm systems, Williams represents something invaluable: reliability, versatility, and affordability in a market gone absolutely crazy. The front office is facing a brutal reality check right now. After slashing payroll this winter, ownership is holding the purse strings tighter than a ninth-inning save situation. Jim Bowden from The Athletic mentioned Williams as a potential target, and suddenly, everything makes sense. This isn't just about adding another arm. It's about getting a pitcher who can take the ball every fifth day, slide into the bullpen when needed, and do it all for just $7 million this year and next year. Think about it, Cubs fans. Williams has been there, done that. He knows the pressure of wearing the Cubs uniform, understands what it means to pitch at Wrigley Field with the wind howling and the ivy calling. His 0.4 BWAR might not jump off the page, but his 49 strikeouts and 64 innings show he's still got life in that right arm. Here's the kicker that's got the front office buzzing. Williams could be our Swiss Army knife. Need a fifth starter? He's your guy. Bullpen acting up? Slide him into a swingman role. Budget tight but need depth? His 2-year deal is a steal in today's market. This isn't just about 2025, Cubs fans. This is about smart roster construction that gives us flexibility heading into the offseason. But Williams is just the beginning of this wild trade deadline saga. While the front office is weighing budget-friendly options like our old friend, there's another story brewing that's got scouts and executives whispering in the shadows. A left-handed reliever with a blazing fastball is about to make headlines, and his journey back to affiliated ball might just land him in Cubs colors. Hold on to your hats, Cubs fans, because the plot just thickened in the most beautiful way possible. While everyone's focused on the big trade deadline names, our organization just pulled off a signing that proves we're thinking outside the box. Jake Brentz is officially a Chicago Cub, and this southpaw reliever is bringing some serious heat to our bullpen depth. Brentz, was absolutely dominating with the Kansas City Monarchs, striking out 17 batters while walking only 5 in 12.1 innings of work. But here's the number that should make every Cubs fan jump out of their seats. He's been averaging 95.4 ampere on his fastball, the best mark among lefties in the American Association. This isn't just another minor league signing, Cubs fans. This is a former big leaguer who's ready to prove he belongs back in the show. The St. Louis County native has 85 strikeouts in 80 MLB games, all with the Royals, where he led the team with 72 appearances in 2021, while posting a solid 3.66 ERA. Monarchs manager Joe Calfapietra couldn't contain his excitement. He worked really hard since he came into our clubhouse. He's got great velocity, he's around the zone, his stuff is really good. This signing represents everything we love about the Cubs organization. Finding value where others see risk, developing talent that other teams overlooked, and building depth that could pay dividends when the pressure's on. Brents is the 4th Kansas City Monarchs player to sign with an MLB organization this season, proving that sometimes the best moves happen away from the spotlight. But here's what's got the Cubs faithful buzzing with anticipation. This move shows ownership is willing to invest in our bullpen, even if it's not with the biggest names in the trade market. Every championship team needs those unsung heroes who step up in crucial moments, and Brents has the arm strength and experience to be exactly that kind of impact player. The timing couldn't be more perfect, Cubs fans. With our rotation needing reinforcement and our bullpen requiring depth, adding a power left-handed reliever gives manager David Ross another weapon in his arsenal. Those 95+ mph fastballs could be exactly what we need to shut down opposing lineups when games are on the line. Brents represents hope, opportunity, and the kind of smart roster building that championship teams are built on. But Cubs fans, if you think this southpaw signing is exciting, wait until you hear about the ace-level blockbuster trade that could completely transform our World Series odds. The next revelation will leave you absolutely speechless. Cubs fans, sit down for this one, because what I'm about to tell you will either send you into orbit with excitement or leave you pacing around your living room with nervous energy. There are serious whispers about the Chicago Cubs going all in for Atlanta Braves ace and reigning NL Cy Young winner Chris Sale. This isn't just trade deadline speculation anymore, Cubs fans. This is about our front office potentially making the kind of franchise-altering move that legends are built on. Sale is sporting a 4.4 record with a 2.79 ERA in 14 starts this season. And while those numbers might not match his Cy Young campaign, he's still an elite pitcher who could be the final piece of our championship puzzle. The stars are aligning in the most dramatic way possible. Atlanta is sitting well under 500, one of the season's biggest disappointments, and if they decide to sell, Sale could be available. His affordable $18 million club option for next year makes him even more attractive, giving us not just a rental, but a potential cornerstone for our rotation moving forward. Here's where it gets absolutely wild. Cubs fans, we have one of the best farm systems in baseball, which means if Jed Hoyer decides to make another massive splash, we have the ammunition to get it done. After losing Justin Steele for the season with that devastating elbow injury, landing Sale would be the ultimate redemption story. Think about it. Sale in a Cubs uniform, taking the mound at Wrigley Field with the ivy-covered walls behind him, and 40,000 Cubs fans on their feet. This is the kind of move that changes everything, that transforms us from contenders to championship favorites overnight. The cost would be enormous, both in prospects and payroll. But sometimes greatness requires bold moves. Sale has proven he can handle the pressure of big moments, and pairing him with our explosive offense could create the perfect storm for a World Series run. Cubs fans, smash that like button if you're ready to see this organization go all in for championship glory. Comment below and tell us, are you willing to trade away top prospects for a legitimate ace? Subscribe and ring that notification bell, because if this Sale trade happens, you'll want to be the first to know. The trade deadline is approaching fast, and these three storylines, the budget-friendly Williams reunion, the under-the-radar Brent signing, and the potential Sale blockbuster, represent three different paths to the same destination: October baseball in Chicago. Are you ready to trust this front office with the biggest decisions in franchise history, Cubs fans?